Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Silver Screen Shenanigans podcast. I'm Devin, and today's question of the day is if you had to steal a really super important and super expensive artifact, what would you steal? For me, I'd probably steal the T-Rex Sue. I would probably steal that skull. I think it would be pretty cool. It's like sitting in my living room on the coffee table.
Wouldn't it crush the coffee table? I mean, I assume it's probably pretty heavy.
I would have it reinforced, obviously.
You just set it down and it shatters everywhere.
Or you can use it like Gravity Falls. I just use it as a coffee table.
Oh.
Ooh.
Cut it in half?
No.
Ruin it completely?
No.
Just destroy the precious artifact?
No, but I feel like that'd be a pretty Chad thing if I have friends over and they see the T-Rex skull in my living room. Yeah, I have that.
It'd be pretty crazy. I can't lie. It would be pretty crazy.
My name's Jacob. I don't really know what I'd steal, so I say I'd just steal money and go buy the thing I want to steal, I guess. I don't know. I couldn't really be creative in this one. I just want money.
So you'd rob a bank, and then you'd go and you'd buy a piece of art?
I don't know what I'd do. I couldn't think of anything I really wanted
I'd like to buy the Mona Lisa, please. Thank you.
Oh, where'd you get the money? I stole it from a bank.
Well, do not look at the bank across the street. I tell you, it wasn't
a lot of cop cars over there.
No, I couldn't think of anything I really wanted that bad I could steal. So I'm like, well, I just get money and eventually I get whatever I want if I think of it, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I
Also,
mean, you could also just steal something and then sell it for a lot of money.
True. But that's a lot of work. Because a bank heist ain't that much, you know?
Well.
No, but I also got a list of stuff after everybody's done of some outrageous stuff that has been stolen in the past.
Okay.
So.
All right. I'm Riley, and if I could steal one thing, just so you know, if any of these go missing, that is not us. I can promise you that. Is the Star of Africa one, the first? It's the world's largest and most fine cut diamond.
How much?
It is. What was it? It was 530 carats. That's a lot.
Sounds like a lot.
I mean, yeah, sort of.
Did you guys hear about the Black Swan thing? That was like $500 million. It's like a treasure. I think it's called Black Swan. I don't know, but it's like this super expensive treasure. I don't know. Anyway, I'm Emma, and I honestly don't know what I would steal. Sometimes when I go into really cool places, I'm like, oh, that would be pretty cool to take home. Like if I could just steal that. So probably money, like Jacob, but also
like Walmart. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool to take home.
No, you go to
got
nice
some cool stuff in
places.
there, I'm just
You know,
saying.
go to nice places.
Yeah, I mean, Walmart does have some nice stuff.
I do.
It'd be pretty nice to have some things go. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
I got that list for us.
This all ties in, by the way.
Yes.
Apparently frozen. So, the first one is Einstein's brain. Someone has stolen Einstein's brain before.
Where? Bro, somebody is making a Frankenstein Einstein.
Oh, Frankenstein's monster, but Einstein's brain.
Yo.
That would be crazy.
People have stolen ski lifts. Like whole ski lifts.
Ow.
Wait, like the mechanism or the chair? Like that's what I want. I'd want to know.
Definitely the chair.
How do you sneak out of the resort with the ski?
Czech police have called in a resort to investigate a ski lift that has gone missing. So maybe the whole thing.
What do you?
Oh man, that requires trucks.
Stuff. A lot of stuff.
It was pre-planned. 100.
Oh,
Had to have been.
You can't just.
You can't just walk in and be like, "I'm gonna steal this today."
Yeah.
They've stolen beaches.
What?
Yeah,
the sand.
Yeah, thieves took off with about 500 truckloads of sand off the beach.
What do you do with that?
Why do they need
Where
the
do
sand?
you put it? And why do you need it?
I'm not even concerned. I don't even care about the crime. I just want to know why they need the sand.
Free sand. You can rebag it and sell it for $20 a bag, because sand is expensive.
I've taken sand before from beaches. Like each beach that I've gone to, I've had a little jar that we just took sand. And we just took sand.
You're not just shoveling it in big semis full of.
Replacing it all with dirt.
Oh my gosh.
Bridges have gone missing.
I saw a video about that. They took an entire bridge apart, stone by stone over the night.
I am confused.
This is a steel bridge.
Oh, that's even worse.
Seems like a lot of effort for not that much.
For nothing. What do you do with that?
You sell the steel. You resell stuff.
Stupid.
Right.
Crafty thieves use a torch to tear apart a little used 50-foot iron bridge in North Beaver
I-
Township in
I do
Pennsylvania.
why. Iron's pretty
Iron?
expensive.
Yeah.
And it
I
was
could see why
removing
that's
about
bad.
$100,000 worth of steel.
Ooh.
But it wasn't the first time a steel bridge has gone missing. In Ukraine, was stolen from a scrap metal in 2004,
Dang.
leaving several villages without a main route across the river.
Oh my gosh. That's horrible.
It's
not funny.
Not the first time that bridges have gone missing. So
How would they have? If they're taking the bridge apart,
Mhm.
how do you finish that? How do you be done?
You be on the right side when you get done.
Yeah.
I feel like
Gotta
you
mount
don't
that.
cut both sides. You start at one and take off pieces.
Right,
You
but
know?
eventually it's gonna just fall
Yeah.
into the river.
Or
Or are they on a big boat in the middle of the river, just taking
Just
it
like-
apart? Yeah, above them.
whatever falls.
Just catching the iron.
Oh my gosh.
But speaking of stealing stuff, that's kind of like the main gist of this movie. It's like kind of a heist movie. It's called The Red Notice, with starring Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, and Dwayne The Rock
The
Johnson.
Rock.
2021 movie, action
will be
action comedy.
spoilers.
Oh, yeah, lots of
Yes.
spoilers.
It's,
lots of spoilers.
kind of new to Netflix,
There
so
will
if
be
you haven't seen
major
it.
spoilers in this.
Yes.
But it starts out with a fake history lesson of
Fake lesson.
it talks about how Mark Antony gave Cleopatra 3 jeweled eggs, and like over the course of history, they found 2 of them, and there's one missing, and then our main character, played by Ryan Reynolds, is he our main character? One of the 2 main
Yeah.
characters.
I would call him the main character.
I don't
Actually,
know.
I don't know if
The
there's,
Rock.
like,
we're
one main
introduced to the
character.
Rock first, so I'd call him our main
It's true.
character.
True.
I feel like it switches though through
Yes.
the movie.
They're
Yeah.
both main characters.
I'd say that there's 2 main characters and a third
Side
other
character.
character.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyways,
here's the
these-
real debate.
Ooh.
Who's the protagonist?
Who's the?
The protagonist.
We'll talk about it later.
Anyways, these eggs are super expensive, and they found 2 of them, and now the search is for the 3rd one. And it kind of
All of it's
worked.
fake. It's all wrong.
Oh yeah, no. The whole story in the beginning. Like I looked up the writer of the movie. When he's asked if any of this was true, he's like, "No, I made that all up." Which it's fun though, because later in the movie, when it dives into the quote unquote history of it, it sounds like
It sounds
kind of
legit.
real, but it's not.
No, but it is a cool idea. It is pretty cool.
It does also sound extremely like it could be. It could have been possible
Yeah.
if these eggs ever actually existed.
Yeah. So we open up on the is it the art show, I guess?
Yes.
And they think, and this is when we meet the Rock. His name is John Hartley. He works for the CIA, pretty sure.
Yeah. He is a
Is it the same?
Is he a
he's a
criminal profiler?
for
Oh
the-
yes, okay.
for the CIA.
And the guy says he doesn't look like a profiler, which I'm like, yeah, because he's the Rock. He's here because he believes, I guess our other main character, played by Ryan Reynolds, Nolan Booth, is here to steal one of the eggs that's on display at this museum. This opening though, it is kind of fun though. It's nothing new. Like it's a heist movie. Heist movies and like adventure, comedy, action movies have been kind of done to death. But it gives me Indiana Jones vibes, so I dig it.
A little bit, yeah, it does kind of get that old timey feel. But I actually have seen a ton of really bad reviews. Not like bad, they're like, it's a good movie. It's something that you could watch while you're doing something else. It's really not that great. Like,
Right.
it's
No,
boring.
I agree. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
it's boring, but I wouldn't say it's great
Right.
either. Like it's
It's-
kind of your run of the mill action movie.
Yeah. It's pretty average.
It's
Yeah.
just
But
something to watch.
The two,
something to watch.
we'll get
The
into that.
chemistry
Yeah.
between The Rock and
Ryan Reynolds,
Ryan
yeah,
Reynolds is
it makes this movie, dude.
Are they in another movie together? I thought that they were, but I think I could be wrong.
Well, it's not the Tooth Fairy. That's just The Rock.
That is a great movie, though. I do like that movie.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's so good. It
It's
played
so
on Disney
bad.
Channel. All
It's
no, it's
awful.
not.
I remember seeing ads for it back in the day, but I've never seen
Back
it.
up.
Sorry. My bad.
So there's a car chase in Rome where
Ah.
John Hart. Or no. So this confused me when he figures out about the fake egg on display.
Oh yeah.
So I can explain this. So he knows what it is, like what the egg's supposed to be,
Mhm.
and he knows that he's trying to go after these eggs. So he's done his research on the egg,
Right.
and the egg should be plated in like straight up gold, right?
Okay.
Plated gold.
Right.
So when he took that
Coca-Cola.
he took a thermal imaging camera
thermal
and
scan
swept the room
of the
until he got to the egg.
And it should be
Because
hot.
It's metal. It should reflect any heat that's in the room.
Gotcha.
Kind of like
Should
a
have been
mirror.
Brighter than
Should have
it
been
was.
bright.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was
It's
dark
cold.
black. It
Gotcha.
was cold. And so he knew it was the fake egg, so he went up there just to prove it.
He was
Hey,
like, and there
He
no
cracked
food
a
in
can
this.
of acid.
so-
No, 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 no,
Basically-
no, no.
basically
He stole a
cracked.
can of Coke from
Right,
a kid.
so
and he was like, "There's no food or drink in
that's-
here."
That's what I was gonna say. Like, how did he know that the Coca-Cola was gonna?
So
like
Coca-Cola is
that's some
extremely
bull.
corrosive,
Uh-huh.
but
It
it
will
should
destroy
not have done
anything.
it that quickly.
Right.
I don't think.
You know what I learned about Coca-Cola? Like the fix-it-all thing back in the day, like if a drain wasn't going down, you pour
Is-
Coke down
Yeah,
it and
you
let
still
it sit,
do.
and it eats at whatever's down there.
Still
It's
do, yeah.
extremely corrosive.
And we drink that
We
stuff.
drink it.
I know.
and it tastes good.
Well, have you guys seen people put stuff like in a tub and then they pour Coke all over it and like gets rid of the rust?
Like Mentos? Oh, yeah. Rust.
I've seen it
Rust.
eat a
Exactly.
spoon before. Like they
yeah,
heat it
he
up.
just like slowly eats it. Maybe it wasn't
Yeah.
rust. Maybe it just eats it. Anyway,
It's not.
So it corrodes super quick, and it's like, oh well. So the egg's already been stolen.
melts.
And then like for some reason, it's kind of a dumb move. Nolan Booth pops his head out in the crowd, and he's like, "Uh oh, I've been had."
Yeah.
And
well,
it's
what happens was then they're like lock
lock-
it down,
yeah.
and everything starts shutting. He goes, that's when he pops his head out and he goes, oh.
Well, yeah, he has to get out before they search everybody.
So and then we get a chase scene of The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, which it's fun though because like it's like a car chase in Rome.
Well, it's a foot chase.
For
For a
most
while,
of
For
it.
a while, yeah.
Can we just talk about why he didn't leave that room immediately after he stole the egg?
Right? Why are you still standing there?
Because I mean that's the thing. Most people who are thieves are in it for the thrill of it. They don't really care about the money after so many thefts.
Right.
It's more about the thrill and like
They
experience.
They want
Will
to
I
be
get
caught,
Yeah.
so they know. It was
Well,
them
I mean,
that
he
stole it.
talks
Right.
he talks about it in this movie. He doesn't want the money. He just wants to be known as the number one art thief
Which he is.
well,
for a while.
He definitely
Yeah.
is. He's the best on his own, right?
well,
Until he got caught.
Yeah.
we'll talk
Oh,
about
but
it.
there was a really cool scene in this foot chase where Ryan Reynolds, he was climbing up this scaffolding,
Yes.
and people, like these guards are chasing after him, and they're like climbing the scaffolding, and he's just taking these pins off, and it's just collapsing on them. I thought that was a really cool scene.
And I love he gets up to the top and he takes out one more pin and the entire thing
Entire
just
thing.
collapses.
It really gives like major Deadpool vibes.
Oh,
He's
Yeah.
just
for
like,
sure.
oops.
Yes, that's what he's
Oh
saying.
yeah, he's goofy as hell in this
Mhm.
movie. But speaking of like playing kind of the same character, The Rock plays the same character in like every
In
movie
every
he's in.
movie.
I was gonna say something about this later on, but now that you brought it up, I didn't like The Rock in this movie. Like it's just because he felt like
Who
every
would've
other
done better?
character.
Who would have done better?
I don't know who. I couldn't give you that. I'm just saying he felt
Vin
like
Diesel. It's about family.
Oh my god.
No, I get what you mean though. Like
Morgan
he plays,
Freeman.
I mean, to me, he's like that character, like Will Smith. To me, like whenever he plays a character, he's always this Will
so.
Smith. He's,
Right.
He's never the character he's playing.
hmm That's the same with
Same with The Rock.
Yeah, same with The
It
Rock.
felt off to
Yeah.
me in this movie. So maybe that's why the people didn't rate it so well, or like it was getting
Liam
kind of bad
Neeson.
reviews.
I feel like
Ooh.
Liam Neeson's that way too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
He's always
Ever since he
gruff
did
and-
Taken,
Yeah.
he's always gonna be that guy now.
I feel like The Rock has starred in so many movies lately, like the Jungle Cruise movie. He was in Jumanji. He was
He's
lately.
trying to sell his tequila. That's what it is.
He's been in
It's-
so many movies, and I'm. It's not like I'm getting sick, but I'm like, dude, can we have some different actors maybe sometime? Because it's like he plays the same character in every movie, so
Yeah.
it's like the same movie over and over.
Did you guys ever see was it Skyscraper?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
No,
Not good at all.
I saw that. I was
Not
like,
good.
I'm not watching that.
No.
Speaking of him being in everything, he is recently in a new video game.
He is.
Do you guys
he is
know
in
what
Fortnite.
it is?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's in
sorry, I
Fortnite.
didn't know you were gonna have him guess.
I saw that.
He's in
I was
Fortnite.
I was kind of like, wow.
He's
Again-
like the big Cybertron guy or whatever that's like been there the whole time.
Again, he's still The Rock.
He's still the Rock.
He's still
But
himself.
they use his size though to like comedic advantage though. Like towards the end of this chase scene, Ryan Reynolds like falls like off this like bridge onto like this stand of like produce, and he hits the top of it and he bounces off of it because it's like a tarp type of thing.
Yeah.
Then on The Rock does the same thing. He just crashes right through it because he's huge.
I think it's also because I think Ryan built like the bar that was supporting it.
Yeah.
But yes.
I believe at the very end of that, he also jumps through like a small square, and then The Rock just like runs up to it and goes, "Dang."
Can't do it.
Tries to find
That was
way.
within the museum, like all the scaffolding.
And then I think The Rock tries to like he like jumps the guy's car, like he just steals some dude's car to chase down Ryan Reynolds on a moped.
Yeah.
And then The Rock immediately crashes into another guy.
It's a very, very nice car.
Yeah.
He immediately crashes into a fountain.
And then you see Ryan Reynolds getting away on the moped.
The thing is like it had this whole scene of him like strapping in, like shutting the door, putting it in a gear, slamming on the gas, and he hits the car, right? But this whole time, and then he gets out, and Ryan Reynolds still hasn't got across the bridge. Like he could have like ran him down on this like moped.
Oh,
It's going so slow.
He's about size rather than
Power. It's about power.
no.
Is it about power or size?
No, his body is more of size rather than speed, so he
Right.
would not have caught him even if he
Yeah.
wanted to.
True.
I'm just saying that moped was really slow.
It was, yes. I agree.
Anyway.
So The Rock loses him, and then Booth goes to Bali. But then somehow Hartley knows exactly where he's at.
That's kind of interesting, but I think they say it's because he's a profiler,
Right.
but
But I think they do it too much. Like they make
And
it
also,
too much.
well,
obvious.
also they say the bishop sold him out
yeah.
because she.
Why does people tell the bishop everything? Huh?
Weird.
Why did Booth go?
Weird.
I'm gonna go steal this egg, Mr. Bishop.
Weird, kind of weird.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah, how did the bishop know he's gonna steal the egg?
I don't know.
Just bragging to him like, "Ha, I'm gonna go steal this."
I have no
Well,
idea.
it's Cleopatra's egg, and they're trying to find all of them, and they're trying like this is like it's like in the news, it's the most prominent thing.
I'd
right
imagine
now.
criminals are keeping tabs on
right.
each other.
Yeah.
But Ryan Reynolds is so good with that line. Like some of the lines in this movie that he has could be like kind of like haha chuckle. That's But with Ryan Reynolds, his delivery, like he
Mhm.
gets a genuine laugh out of
Yeah.
you just because of I don't know his voice, his mannerism, something about it. But so he's like he's arrested.
Yeah, he gets arrested immediately.
And then we see like kind of this mysterious, what looks to be a girl messing with the egg. And then she hides under the truck, and it's revealed to be Gal Gadot. I think
And
it's
she
Gal Gadot.
stole
Yeah.
the egg.
She stole the egg.
So-
I didn't get it at first, but Riley did.
Wait, well, we didn't. Did we say that Ryan Reynolds didn't have the real egg? He thought that he had the real egg.
He did have the real egg.
He did.
She just got
She
it.
then replaced
Oh,
it.
she then yes.
Replaced it
Okay,
with
that's
another.
right. I was completely wrong.
Lots of fake eggs.
Yep.
Lots of
In this
eggs.
glass
Lots of
case.
fake eggs.
And
Don't
then,
count your eggs till they hatch.
And then Riley immediately got it, and it took me a second to get it. Riley, you immediately called it that she's the bishop.
Oh yes.
At least
for
at
sure.
this point in the movie, what we know,
I called a
she's the
lot
bishop.
of things in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, I kind of
can.
called that too. I just want to point out some things in this scene before that when he's in his house. All the
Oh,
stolen
yes.
artwork he's ever stolen is in there. He goes,
I
"And
never
we-
stole that.
We trace you back to like the red hat or whatever it was, the lady with the red hat. He
Mhm.
goes, I never stole that. And he looks over and it's on the wall.
It's
He
right
goes-
behind him.
And then the subtle, was it promotion of his gin
Oh yeah.
is sitting on the
So
counter.
Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
owns a gin. He owned a gin company. He has recently sold it, but he owned Aviation Gin, and he sold it to buy Cricket Wireless.
Yes.
I think is that right?
Yeah.
Is young? I
Oh,
don't
he
know.
sold it?
It's a phone company, but he
Yes.
Mint. Maybe it's Mint.
Mint.
It's
It's
Mint
Mint
Mobile.
Mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he recently sold it, but he still uses it because he owns a lot of stock still.
Yeah.
But he doesn't own the company anymore.
Have you seen that commercial with him? Actually, he's like, "This is a great phone company. Don't ask me why I'm telling you this, but it's." I'm in charge now, I guess. It's a great phone company. That's what he says.
I love the ones where he talks about like, this is a $400 stock video, so we can like save money, and now you have 3 months free.
Yeah.
He's like putting the most minimal effort into these like advertisements.
Well, even when he owned Aviation Gin. He still did that with Hugh Jackman's. What was it? Hugh Jackman owns a liquor company too. I think it's Wild Turkey or something like that.
He owns Wild Turkey.
No,
Okay.
but it's something like that.
No.
But okay, so he owns another company, and they made commercials for each other, and it's out there on the internet somewhere. And because of the Deadpool rivalry between the two, they have become like really good friends. And Ryan makes this really, really good commercial about Hugh Jackman's drink or whatever. And then Hugh Jackman's like, we were being serious about making commercials. So then his plays, and he dumps out the Aviation Gin, and he goes, I'm sure it's good. I'll never know. Or something like that.
That's funny.
So, kind of getting back on
Sorry.
track.
Yeah,
here.
sorry about that.
Gal Gadot, or the Bishop, she in one fell swoop, she frames Harley by like...
She transferred $50 million into his account from an offshore account.
And like erased his... Or maybe...
And she answered the phone when they called.
They asked
to
him
check
about it,
about Quantico.
if he's legit, yeah. And also gave the information to put Booth away. So she, in one fell swoop, takes out her most fierce competitor and the person who is tracking her down. And then they go to a black site in Russia, and then a funny sense of humor, they bunk together.
Yeah.
Like that's
He's
good
like,
stuff.
this can't get any worse. And then it's like, hey, Rumi, from the top.
Yes. Hey, Rumi.
Ryan Reynolds goes, so are you a top or a bottom? Something like that.
And I think that's where this movie, like comedy wise, I think that's where this movie really starts to get going, is when they both go into the prison.
Yeah. When they get put together, and it's like close quarters comedy.
Oh yeah. And then I think this is where the clip is.
Yes. So they go to the cafeteria to eat food, and Ryan is very angry at The Rock. I'm going to just keep calling him Ryan and The Rock because
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I know. It's just so
Neil
much
and
easier.
whatever his name is, I'm not going to get him.
Harley and
Booth.
Yeah, is it Harley?
Hartley and Booth.
Hartley. That's what it is.
Hartley's The Rock, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Booth is Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
We're on first name basis. I don't think we're pretty cool with each other. Yeah. What's up?
So, and then we have the scene to play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where Ryan is talking to Booth.
Whatever their
You know.
names are.
The Rock and Ryan are talking. So here's that scene.
And it's just begging for me to steal it. I'd be on my way there right now if you weren't such a super cop.
Don't do that.
What?
Don't do that.
What?
I know what you're doing. Don't do
I'm
that.
not doing anything.
I know what you're doing.
I'm not doing anything.
Listen to me.
These guys here, they find out you're a COP. This is a room full of convicted murderers and toilet vodka enthusiasts. We gotta make sure that they know you're not a cop.
Don't.
Niet
Listen to me.
politia. Niet politia. Guys, niet politia. Not a cop. This man is not a cop. All right, get that through your thick skulls right now. He's a profiler for the FBI, which does fall under the umbrella of law enforcement, but not a cop. It's similar, but it's not the same thing. It's a complicated backstory. All right, this is our good friend, Special Agent John Hartley. Let's give him a warm welcome to the prison, guys. Thank you, guys.
I don't think anyone heard me. We're good. All's quiet on the Western Front. Nobody's Yeah.
Drago Grande heard. Here he comes.
Okay, be cool. Don't embarrass me.
Hello, sir.
Polizia. You die.
Okay, he knows. He knows you're a cop.
It's just so good.
I love Ryan Reynolds. Okay, he knows.
I like we stopped the scene a little bit early, but like he's over here, like when they start talking, he goes, "I'm rooting for you."
That's probably one of my favorite scenes.
Oh yeah.
It is, yeah. It's a great one.
I mean, it's got to be, right? Because
What else
He
happened?
just goes, not a cop. This guy, he is not a cop. Trust me. We're in a prison. He's not one.
And then they have to like develop a way to get out of prison, like quick, because Hartley's gonna die if he stays in prison. And without Hartley, Booth kind of figures he loses his muscle, so they got to develop a way to. And plus, they want revenge on the bishop. So they develop a way to like break out, and they're planning the stuff. And like they hint to it like as the day goes out. And it all comes back a little bit later. But
Booth has been putting this plan together since he got
yeah.
there.
The
I've
Rock is
had a breakout.
During that scene, they start a fight
Mhm.
so that Booth can steal a card off of a cop.
And when they're on work duty, he places a stone in a very specific spot on the wall.
Yeah.
So later he removes the stone.
Playing
Oh.
Jenga.
The Rock would be like stuck there forever if it wasn't for Ryan.
Oh yeah.
That man had no idea what to do. He's like just trying to we gotta get out, and that was all his plan was.
Oh, and the bishop, old Gal Gadot, offers just Ryan Reynolds a deal to tell her where the third egg is
He's the only person in the entire world that knows.
In order for a cut. And then he'll get him out, and he gets like a third of it or whatever.
Is this where we finally figure out what they're trying to get the eggs for? I don't think we've talked about that. So
what are they
there's a high-ranking official in Egypt
Uh-huh.
who has a daughter named Cleopatra who's turning 21 or
Oh.
18 or
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
And he was going to give her those 3 eggs for a birthday present. And he's willing to pay like $30 million for the eggs.
And thieves around the world are like,
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But Ryan Reynolds says no because he wants to do it on his own. Like it's the whole like I want to do it on my own, and I want to screw you over in the process. So she just kind of leaves him there. And then I love the deal where, like as their plan goes off, they start the fight with the steamers and stuff. And dude, that'd be painful. He shoves that dude's face into the steamer.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Have you guys ever even like held your head above a boiling pot of water?
Yeah, for
Nope.
sinuses.
Yeah.
For sinuses and oh my gosh.
It's wild.
It is.
But like as they're like beating up the people, Ryan Reynolds goes, he's like, "We're best friends now."
You forgot the part where like they're in a shower scene. Like this is part of like the setup, and he's talking about like how it's like pure glycerin as he's rubbing against the skin and how
Yes.
nice it is. And was it he took like baking powder or like the laundry soap or whatever it was?
Oh,
Threw
yeah.
the glycerin and
Made a
something else.
bomb.
Borax. Threw it in the heater, like the dryer, and like run. They get behind a pillar and
Oh yeah, and that's what starts it off.
that's what
Yeah.
starts it.
And then they're just kind of running through the prison, I guess, and then
It's like the prison doesn't have like locks or anything.
right,
Or, like,
they just need that.
doors.
They just need that one security like badge, and then they can just go everywhere.
Anywhere.
Well, the thing is, they're in the middle of nowhere, so even if they did escape, you're in a mountain in the snowy
There's one
Alps.
helicopter.
Well, they should have done better than I suppose.
Yeah. Come on, Russians, do better. So like they remove the stone, it falls out in the wall, and they have to. The problem is they're on the backside of this prison, so they have to go they have to shimmy all the way across to the front, and
It is
No.
not good for people
No,
with
no, no, no,
heights, who are scared of heights, because they're on the edge of a mountain.
mm-hmm.
Didn't The Rock save Ryan?
yeah,
Yes.
at
He
one point.
slipped. He's like, "Oh, you saved you."
And I'm like,
left me or
and
something.
that's what I love. I'm like,
Yeah.
they're becoming best buddies. This is
Yes.
good. I love this part.
A great chemistry.
And then they come up on that security guard, and he's liking Instagram pictures of Vladimir Putin,
What? I didn't notice. See that.
which is they
know,
love
just-
love Putin in Russia.
Because they're Russian.
They're
Yeah.
Russians.
Don't you die if you hate Putin over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you disappear.
I mean, not you don't always die. You know, sometimes
you just go away.
Stop talking to your family and are seen again.
Never see anybody.
And at this point, we also learn it is not a serious movie by any means. Like it
No.
doesn't like the rocket launcher going through the helicopter. Like he opens up.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, this is silly.
The Rock picks up a gun and goes, "Go, I got you, cover you." So Ryan sprints across the bridge. The
Yeah.
Rock's just like trying to hold off these guards. I don't think he kills a single one. He's just like randomly shooting his gun. Ryan gets in the plane. It's just like, it's in Russian. Crap.
Oh yeah.
He just starts flipping switches and the thing
He
comes
knows
on.
how to fly an airplane if he could read it.
Oh, and then I was thinking, and then they shoot the bridge with the rocket launcher,
Yeah.
and I'm like, why not shoot the helicopter? But you Riley pointed out there's one helicopter off this whole base,
Yeah.
so if they shoot the helicopter, then they're all screwed.
Didn't Ryan say he was like, The Rock? He was like, you know how to fly an airplane? He was like, yeah. Don't you just look at the labels and like turn the things on?
Then
So
like
the-
he's climbing up the bridge as Ryan's trying to fly away.
Well, he thinks he's dead. Anybody in the right mind
Right.
would think he's dead.
Yeah.
He fell in his
Except he's the
track.
Rock. He's about to drive. He's about power.
Right.
He's climbing up. He's climbing up the bridge, and he finally hops up into the plane. He's like, Ryan is like, "Oh hey, you made it."
And then I did think it was pretty cool though how the Rock like the rocket launcher was coming up and he like swung out and slid the door back.
So stupid.
No, yeah, definitely 100% impossible. But it was
Just
pretty cool.
imagine, like, I got this. Flies the door open and it just hits another part of the helicopter. Just completely useless.
I've seen this in a movie before.
Now it's the chase for the second egg. Rock and Ryan Reynolds teaming up against Gal Gadot to go to this party where like this super rich evil bad dude who like got choked as a kid and now he chokes people out. Like that's his whole backstory. He got choked as a kid
That's
and
his
now
story arc.
and now
Oh,
he
how the turntables.
so now he chokes people because he's an evil guy. So they go to this party. They're all three at this party trying to steal this egg. And
And they have a pretty
Shenanigans.
good plan.
Shenanigans ensue.
They had a pretty good plan, I thought.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And then The Rock started dancing with with Gal Gadot. Which
Yeah, and Ryan Reynolds is like walking around the room like serving stuff. He's like, "You're screwing up the plan."
Again, Ryan's the only person with a plan this whole time. Like
Well,
the
he's
Rock
experienced.
goes, "Oh yeah, but the Rock should be too. He's like an FBI agent. He's most like supposed to be in the minds of criminals, know what to do, right? And
He-
this man is just brain dead.
They're
Well, I
on
feel
two
like-
different sides.
Well, I
though.
feel like what we find out later,
Oh,
this kind of goes with what what's
Yeah.
what
right.
their plan.
what is to come?
What is to come? Mm.
But even then, even if he got his hands on the egg, it would still benefit, you know.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah,
Anyway.
But
He's
they
dancing.
have to do some pretty quick stuff. Like the guards switch
They
within
had-
a minute of each other
Yeah, they had 10 seconds
between the guard switch.
on the shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I
they
think
have
it's
and then
45.
the password to the door changes. So they have to get that quick. And then they have to get a voice recognition thing
Face
and
facial
voice.
and voice.
to unlock this door. And they finally get in there. No, it's hilarious. They get his fingerprint off the glass and then they immediately drop it. Does the Rock drop it or does Ryan Reynolds drop
The
it?
Rock does.
He bumps
I
into
think.
Ryan because he
Interesting.
keeps bumping into him this whole night.
Interesting.
And then this one time he's holding the glass, the Rock bumps him.
We'll save that for
Busted.
later. That's interesting. But they get into the room and they have like really good chemistry because like the Rock is kind of like I guess kind of like the no nonsense like brooding tough guy while Ryan is like the chirpy goofy and I feel like it mixes pretty well in some scenes.
I found it cool that this movie, I think for what I know of, is one of the first movies to use deep fake.
Yeah.
This new programming that can make you
Yeah.
look like anybody. It just maps it onto your face,
Which is wild.
which is the first movie, by the way, I think
He
of.
said it only takes 17 photos. and then Ryan starts taking pictures of The Rock. And he's like, I'm going to use these later. Yeah.
So they show up to the egg and
They
then
get in the secret room.
yeah, lo and behold, Bishop's there too. She's there and they has fight.
Well, as
And-
they get in there, it sets off an alarm to the the guy who's in charge of the building.
Yeah.
Oh, do?
'cause
Yeah.
It's the security guards, and then they call him saying like, "Hey, we got a problem," because there's like a sensor they tripped.
So well, I guess while that's happening, yeah, they're having a fight, and dude, Gal Gadot. Well, we find out later why she so easily does it, because one, Ryan Reynolds is not. We find out he's not. I mean, he's okay, but he's not that great at fighting.
He's more of a get in, get out without
Yeah.
anybody knowing.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the part where The Rock smashes one of the glass to get like a shield or something, and then Ryan tries the same thing, smashes his elbow, doesn't break the glass. He's sitting over here like, ow, ow.
So after that fight scene, one of the many twists in the movie, it was a trap set up by the bishop and the evil dude that chokes people out, to like get them both in the same room to like and capture them, I guess.
Finally put a stop to both of them.
Yeah.
Find the third egg and be done with it.
So they knock them both out, and then I imagine they go to Spain because it's the
They
fighting.
wake up under the Colosseum, which is, I would consider that extremely scary.
Mhm.
Waking up under the Colosseum.
Imagine they go to Spain because they're fighting a bull up above.
Yeah.
Which low-key messed up, but then the torture scene happens, and it's yikes, yikes for me
Yeah.
because of what happens to the Rock's cojones.
And let's just talk about it. So the bishop, so like they've been like punching and hitting and whatnot against The Rock because they know that they can't hurt Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
To get it out, so they're hurting his friend.
yeah,
And so what did they do beforehand? Just keep punching
They
him?
just
or-
started choking him.
yeah.
No. Before that, like there was one thing before she brought out the car battery. Do you guys remember? It's probably wasn't that big of a detail.
I don't. I thought it was just like a threat.
She shocked him in the chest.
Chest,
and then she
and then the
went
balls.
down. Yeah.
and then went down to the balls,
hmm
and then
And then Ryan's like shows a little. Well, not really because he lied, but but he reveals where. Well, quote
He
unquote,
says
quote
where the
unquote
third egg
reveals where the third egg is. He says it's in Egypt, which
in the tomb of
okay.
Cleopatra.
Okay.
which would make complete sense, right?
I mean, it would if the two other ones got stolen and lost. That she would keep the third one with her.
Actually, it wouldn't make sense at all, because they discovered all the two eggs, right?
I think it was. I don't know. Remember that, but like she says later, it's like you think I'm that stupid that the third egg, wouldn't be in the first place that I looked.
Well, it would make sense though, right? Because they only found two in Egypt. They heard the stories about three, and they found two. If they only found two in Egypt, there's still one more left in Egypt.
I feel like that's why they haven't found it though, because it's not in Egypt.
Well, true, but like they haven't broken into any of those tombs besides like the main sarcophagus.
I
area.
would have won too. Things are booby trapped.
Well, did you know, by the way, in like the pyramids right now,
Mhm.
they've sonared this whole empty cavern that's like been unexplored. They can't reach it. They don't know the entrance to it.
Yeah.
What?
And
Don't mess with it.
and they're afraid to open it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't open it. Yeah.
Don't mess with
I
it.
mean, have you ever seen the movie The Mummy?
Hey, that's from opening the sarcophagus. And
Yeah, don't do that either.
they've done that. King Tut is on
Yeah.
display, bro.
That was a bad move. That was a real bad move.
They were playing with fire there.
And then they like so they get that information, and then the choker dude.
Gal Gadot poisons the choker guy.
Yeah, and then like as he falls at the ground, they're like, "Oh, classic move." I saw that coming from a mile away. And then she's like, "Oh my God, he fell down. Help, help, help!" And she like walks out with the information. He's dead. And she just leaves him there.
Well, she kills the guard too, or something
Yeah,
like that. Knocks him
she
out.
kills the guard
Yeah.
as well.
True. Yeah, she's not nice. Not a nice person.
And
And
then the choker guy wakes up.
yeah.
Screaming like,
He refuses to die.
And then he gets up and he shoots the lock on the Rock's arm. Then the Rock just like busted open. He's like, yeah, he shot it. And I was like, okay.
I feel like he could have done that the whole time.
Yeah,
right?
why-
Just the
that's
rock.
what I said when he like broke out. I'm like, wait, why didn't he just do that before? But I don't know, do they knock him out or what do they do to him? They get away from him for like a little bit.
I think they knock him back out because I remember him doing it twice where he
Yeah,
like
he wakes up
sits
again.
up gasping for air again.
Yeah,
So yeah, they knock him out and they try running.
and they run up the ladder right into the wall,
It's like, go back down, and then the
And then
guy's
the
back.
guy's down there.
and then Ryan. They both are up in the arena, and Ryan Reynolds goes, "Don't run." They sense movement. He's like, "What movie are you thinking of? Does it star T-Rex?" He's like, "You know what? It was Jurassic Park." And then the bull like runs right into the rock, and he's broken in like 40 different places.
Yeah, he would have been impaled at least twice.
And then the choker dude gets like he opens up the hatch in the arena, and then the bull runs over it and like slams it down. I don't know. He could be dead. Who knows?
He's for sure dead.
Or like
I don't know.
at least brain dead.
Super concussed.
Super concussed. And so then Ryan has sent the bishop on a wild goose chase to the wrong place for the goose egg. But then he tells The Rock where the actual place for it is, and then we get a little backstory with him and his dad, because like his dad had a watch and like it would belong. Okay, so a lot of backstory here. This watch belonged to a Nazi, and after the Nazis escaped, this one high-ranking Nazi who was into like artifacts
it
and
was
stuff like
supposed
that.
to be Hitler's right-hand man, who was the art
Yeah.
dealer for Hitler.
and
Took
he
off with all of Hitler's stuff
to Argentina,
to Argentina.
which that's true. A lot of high-ranking Nazis went to Argentina,
Right,
but this guy didn't.
probably didn't
This guy was
exist.
fake.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty cool though if he was real.
That's why I mean I looked it up. I was like,
Might have
This
to take
sounds
a trip
legit.
to Argentina.
They didn't
mm.
teach us this in the history
Um,
books.
It'd be funny if like this people that are just filming this film don't tell any architects, don't tell anybody. They actually find this watch, the location, and they just use it for a prop set and just destroy the bitch.
Just absolutely ruin it.
Yeah.
Then
So they then get down inside.
they go to the jungle.
Oh yeah. I mean that. Yeah. I mean obviously they go to the jungle.
And like they're going on a wild goose chase. Like they think they're going the wrong way. Then
Yeah, he has the map upside down, but yet they still get to the right place.
yeah.
Which I don't understand that part.
And it's under like maybe a couple inches of dirt. Like who didn't find that?
Well, it'd be like that because like think of any jungle you're in, right? There's a barrier of leaves, and if it decomposes, it turns back in the dirt, right? So it's gonna be under layers and layers if it hasn't been maintained.
Couple inches of dirt, nobody found it.
Well, nobody was looking there.
Yeah, who's
He
gonna
read
lose
the map
losers?
upside
I
down.
was gonna say
it was-
loser thieves.
in the middle of a jungle? It wasn't even close to society. Like they've been talking about how they walked for several days just to
And even they got it on pure luck because the rock slammed the compass or whatever down on the ground, and they heard like a clank, a thud.
Yeah, he goes, I should have got a different compass. I've had this one since Boy Scouts or something.
And then they brush it off, and it's pretty sure they found it because there's a swastika on the.
Pretty sure it's the right one.
So they go down the spiral staircase because of course Nazis would have a spiral staircase.
It was pretty cool. It's a pretty cool staircase.
This is where I get the
Nazi
Indiana
stuff.
Jones vibes, you know?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah,
'Cause
because
Yeah.
every movie deals with Nazis except for the third one or the second one.
The last one, right? Because it was like with
So
aliens,
Soviets.
Soviets.
I never watched
We
it.
don't talk about the last one because the last one sucked. Anywho,
we could do a review over those.
oh yeah, Indiana Jones
Yeah.
is cool.
Great ones.
Yeah, but this stuff sounds real. Yeah, but it's not. So, and this is, I get Indiana Jones vibes here too because like they have the swastikas, they have like the guns, they have like all the old stuff, and then they find the egg. Oh my goodness, they find the egg.
Because it's labeled.
Yeah, Cleopatra. And then Ryan Reynolds immediately drops it.
Yeah. And he goes, well, 5-second rule, right? Or something like that.
I was expecting
Yeah,
him to
make
pick that egg up and it was dented. That's what I was thinking.
Or like it just shatters on the
I mean,
ground.
it's made of solid gold.
Yeah.
A good drop would dent it.
True.
I thought it was gold plated, not
and then like
I don't know.
bedazzled with jewels.
She don't know.
And then Gal Gadot shows up because she's just like, you think I'm stupid? I was just gonna follow you guys wherever you went.
Right. Right.
I'm like, yeah, fair enough.
It does add up. It makes total
True.
sense.
It
And
doesn't
then,
though, because she wasn't around the arena, and then they fly to some other
bro, what do you mean?
continent.
She just left the arena. She was probably just hanging around and like
They
watching
just
him
flew a
leave.
plane. They would obviously know if there's another plane following them, and she had to track them through like several days of jungle.
She's probably that good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's gotta be
I
a-
don't,
She's
I
The
don't know
bishop.
about that.
She is the bishop.
She knows how to use computers, not navigate.
And
a
this is
jungle.
also a movie about fake eggs, so who cares?
Not that important.
Then the CIA shows up. I think the Rock's partner
yes.
was his ex-partner.
Well,
I guess
the cops.
the real cops show up.
Yeah.
How did they get there?
Who knows?
Did they ever explain
Same
that?
way.
Same way.
They followed him.
They followed him.
From-
And there's a big shootout with guns that shouldn't work anymore.
Well,
Because
Guns
they're
that
from the
shouldn't
40s.
work anymore.
the thing is, right? Like
And
they
they throw
should
grenades that shouldn't work anymore.
they should work theoretically if like the moisture control was a thing.
It was in a cave.
It
What?
is in a cave.
think of the salt mines down in like.
Right, but this cave has entrances and exits.
No, they're all blocked off, and the top one's been sealed for years.
It's true.
And plus, it's an art. This is all supposed to be protecting art. They wouldn't put it in a condition which
It
would
was
damage
a weird
the art.
plan. They sealed up the top, and then they blew the entrance, like to get all the stuff like in it. They blew that entrance down, so they sealed that up, and then they sealed the top. So I was like, how do they seal it from the outside?
Well, they have a little like the staircase is how they sealed it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
They had metal on top of the staircase.
Friggin' Nazis, man.
But
There's a shootout.
let's mention that Rock is the one using MP40s.
Yeah.
And is firing back at his coworkers.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds I think he asked him, "Is like, aren't you on their side?" And he's like, "They shot at me first," and I'm like, "That's not a good excuse.
Yeah, what?
I think that's how that works.
He started
You're
it.
killing your friends." And then they get in this like super cool car.
Is it a Mercedes? Is that what they said?
Yeah,
It's an old car.
Pretty cool, except for the swastikas.
And it's
Right.
bulletproof. It's made for Hitler. It's awesome.
Now, was that a real thing, Devin?
Those cars, probably.
This car's
I mean, the
for
car
sure.
probably existed. They had
Oh.
to use some kind of car.
Dude, obviously.
See, this is like Devin. You talked about how the guns and grenades shouldn't work. This is where I
The
was
I
cars
stand- I
should
stand by
not
that.
work.
the
Oh,
car
yeah.
should not work.
Yeah,
The oil, the gas, everything in
it's
it.
a crank
works.
start. Too.
Definitely not a Ford.
He's like, "Oh, cool, it's a crank start," and I was like, "Okay, that's more reason why it
what?
shouldn't fire up." Anyways, it starts. Who cares? I don't. It's a silly movie.
Well, Jurassic Park cars, I mean, those were just sitting there for a long time, and those, well, they had to work on them, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So they get
Um,
this giant car chase.
Right. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun car chase.
Four car chase.
Which
you
is
know, four car.
also another Indiana
chase.
Jones
Yeah.
chase.
Yeah. Oh, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I feel like, yeah, this movie is, I mean, it doesn't like blatantly rip off Indiana Jones, but it gets a lot of scenes from it. And they drive off the waterfall, which
Also
Yeah,
happens.
Indiana
in
Jones.
Yeah.
That was a really cool scene, though.
It was cool.
fly off the cliff.
Just keep driving. Trust me. Go.
Yeah, because we were completely blind to this waterfall. Like they just had an opening and they're like panicking for some reason, and
Yeah.
we don't know what's gonna happen.
So then they all drive off. And like the only one to get up out of the water at first is Ryan Reynolds, and
With the egg.
with the egg, and he's like going to leave. He turns, he's going to leave, and he turns back, and then he starts yelling for him, and he like gets in the water, and
He
I'm
starts
like,
yelling for Hartley or the Rock's character.
"Oh, they're our best buddies."
He put the egg down on the shore
hmm
to look for Hartley or the Rock.
And then the Rock shows up. He's like, "You were yelling for me. You went back to rescue me." He's like, "No, I didn't."
You chose me over the egg. And he goes, no, I didn't. Nope. The egg
I
was
don't
just kind of getting heavy.
And then this is the most heartbreaking scene for me in the movie. Like, I don't like this. I don't like this part at all. Because so then Gal Gadot shows up and like
Does she crawl out of the water?
Yeah, The Rock goes to arrest her and he says something like, remember what he says to her.
It's the thing he always says, like, I told you this was going to end in handcuffs or something like that.
Yeah. And they smile at each other. Then they kiss. They've been working together the whole time. And I'm pissed, dude, because I thought The Rock and Ryan Reynolds were best buddies in this entire movie, and now they're
They
enemies.
just had
And
this really sweet
I hate it.
scene where
I hate it.
Ryan Reynolds just tried to save The Rock,
Yeah.
and now he gets
But
backstabbed.
hate it.
I get it though, because that's kind of Ryan's character. He's independent and he is like his own kind of guy. You know, he's himself. He does things on his own.
But he didn't betray anybody.
Well, he didn't get betrayed.
Yes, he did.
The Rock
He
just got a
100% did.
girlfriend.
He 100% got betrayed.
At
They've
the
been
end, they're on the boat, or
Well, that's like 5 minutes from now.
oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Jeez, chill out.
But like they've been working together the whole time because they revealed like that there's 2 bishops in chess or whatever. I'm like, I hate you both. I don't.
It was all a chess. It was all about chess the whole time.
I want to put a
4D
hole
chess.
in their theory right here, okay?
What's that?
They said there's 2 bishops in chess. The correction is
There's 4
there's 4. Do you think there's 2?
I don't care. I don't play chess.
because there's 2 bishops on both sides.
Both sides.
Oh. So who's Ryan Reynolds working with?
Well, it could be 2 other people they're working with.
Ooh.
Or against. I don't know how that works.
So then they handcuff Ryan Reynolds to a tree and leave him there
They leave him there forever.
to die.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it's the real cops that show up and get him,
Yeah.
and they like cut him a
Well,
deal.
we don't see that.
Right.
What we see is it then cuts
6 months
to-
later.
Yeah, it cuts to them.
No, Ed Sheeran.
giving
Cuts
the
to Ed
eggs-
Sheeran. Ed
giving
Sheeran
the
Ed
eggs
shows
Sheeran's
up.
in this movie.
And she doesn't care about the eggs. The
Right.
girl that they got all these eggs for doesn't care.
Yeah,
she
she's
was
like, oh my God, Ed Sheeran.
oh my God, Ed Sheeran.
And the dad's like, what?
Oh, I'd be pissed if I was that dad.
$30 million down the hole for her.
It's like that girl. It's like the girl who gets like the wrong, like she gets a car for her birthday and it's the wrong color, and she like flips out and
hates
gets
it.
angry. I'm like, ooh.
If you're that type of person, please don't be.
Stop.
Please stop.
Stop.
You're annoying.
But
Um,
okay, so then we see that they got the money.
Uh-huh.
They're out on a boat.
The cops show up and arrest the dad.
Oh yeah, the cops show up and arrest the dad
and they
because he owns the eggs now.
yeah. So they're like, well, he stole them probably, maybe. Who knows?
Well, they know who stole the eggs. They've been in gunfights and
Right.
arresting all of them. But
They can only arrest the person that has possession of it.
and I never knew that was a thing. That you can be arrested for owning stolen Nazi property, or Nazi stolen, like whatever the Nazis stole. Because that's what she said as she arrested the guy.
Yeah,
Well, probably because it is history.
But
true.
even
Because
then,
it's supposed to be in museums and stuff. I don't know.
Do you
I
think
fe-
that's a dumb rule that you should be able to steal
but
from
like,
the Nazis who
no,
stole?
Even like the fact is, like, yes, the Nazis stole them, but you can't give them back to the owners. They're dead. Okay.
Oh, but you put them
It
in a
is
museum.
facts. The thing is, like,
History.
it's like buying it. What if you bought it like legitimately? Like,
Why would you want to know? Why would you
Who
want to own
wants-
Nazi stuff?
Yeah, who wants Nazi stuff?
because it was owned by the Nazis.
Oh my
You
God.
talking
Because
about-
that's
Who are these like famous,
It's
these great
historical.
people?
it's historical. I would want to own historical.
like this was
artifacts.
once
Nothing from
in
the
possession
Holocaust
by
I would
Hitler,
not want.
right?
but
And the government's
I
like,
feel
no,
like it should probably be in a museum.
Yeah.
it should be in a museum. But like the government is saying, you can't own any of this at all.
I mean, if
It's
you,
a crime if you do own one.
I don't know.
I mean, if you just
That's what
find
I-
it, I feel like you just find it. Like if you're just out like looking around and stuff, you can just find it. You can probably have it. But like if you steal it from the Nazis, like if you steal it from a place that's like already has the artifact, yeah, obviously that's illegal.
But they did find this Nazi base.
Well,
Nazi
he didn't
base.
find it.
He for sure found it. What?
He didn't find it.
Well, I feel like it's more of a
He
thing
paid for
where
it.
that what happened, like the Nazis were such horrible people that they don't want like people still.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
want Nazi stuff.
No, but people don't want to still
Well-
think about that.
he gets arrested. I don't know why or how, but he gets arrested.
Because he had the eggs.
Yeah. And
Ed
then
Sheeran.
and then
A
The
mother
Rock-
effing Ed Sheeran.
Well, dude, he's fighting the
Did
cops.
he get arrested too?
Yes, he's fighting the cops.
Because you like punched a cop.
He goes, you know who I am? I'm Ed Sheeran. Let me go.
Yeah, 6 months
And then
later.
cuts to Gal Gadot and The Rock on a boat,
Mm-hmm.
and they get out of the water because they're living the life now.
Yeah,
You know,
they
they're
got
swimming.
they got the money from the eggs, and
Yeah.
they got buku bucks.
Oh yeah, and then from inside the boat, they're like, "Is this all you guys got?" He's like, "It's like raw meat," and it's Ryan Reynolds' character walks out, and they were very surprised to see him.
And it wasn't cooked yet. Like, that's why it was raw.
He thought it was cheese.
That's why it smelled bad.
Yep. And so then he explains to them that they need to help him with his next ploy because all of their money's gone.
He froze the money that they got from the eggs.
He froze their assets.
He did that right in front of him, right? Or
Well, he told the cops when they picked him up. He explained how he got picked up by the cops. He got released on charges somehow. Or no, he escaped again. He got sent to...
And then and then I think it's like in exchange for his freedom, he was going to offer up these two people to the cops, so he gave them their location. But he's like, actually, you guys want to come do a heist with me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, another heist, possibly in the future.
And they're all
there could
together,
be-
happily
They set
ever
up for
after.
a second movie.
Mm-hmm.
what they said they were
Hopefully
going to
it's better than
steal.
the first.
You guys remember?
They did say it.
Yeah, I think
What
they
they're
did.
going to steal? I don't know, some glass pyramid that they were all walking
Oh
towards.
yeah, it's the Louvre in Paris. They're
Oh,
gonna
some
steal
big
something from
diamond.
it.
Big diamond, right, in there?
I think that's where the world's largest diamond is.
Mm.
It's in the Louvre. Whatever is in the
I've been
Louvre.
to the Louvre. I did not see a diamond.
So what's in the Louvre?
Mona Lisa, a bunch of
That's what it
statues.
is. That's what they're
Ooh.
gonna steal. 100%.
Probably.
Why would you not steal the Mona Lisa?
And light it on fire.
Oh,
Put some eyebrows on her first.
maybe fix her smile. I don't know. She wasn't very
Maybe
happy.
paint her. Maybe make her look like.
Maybe just redo it. Just start over.
I mean, yeah, overall, it was okay.
Ooh, we forgot one thing. There's
What?
like closing scenes. It could have been in the credits, but it goes through all of their files with their pictures, their name, what they did,
Mhm.
and the head cop lady is stamping like in their files with a stamp, and it says
Red.
red notice.
What does that mean?
I'm guessing on high alert. Like
Probably.
keep out for these.
Keep
Like
an
the
eye out.
Blacklist.
Ooh, yeah.
Great show, by the way.
Yeah. that's what I'm saying.
Never seen it.
Cringe. I mean, it was okay. 6 out of 10. I don't have much else to say. Like,
Yeah.
it was fine. Not great. It was okay.
I liked it. Like I said earlier, The Rock didn't feel like the character. He felt like The Rock.
Yeah, he's getting boring.
I honestly don't have a rating for this movie because I didn't enjoy it that much. It was just like every other movie that The Rock is in. And okay, Ryan Reynolds is also one of the people who's like, he's funny. He really is. He's hilarious. He's not overrated, but he's just kind of.
Hey, whoa.
I know you
Hey.
guys
You
are
should
like
watch-
in love
I think
with
you should
Ryan
watch
Reynolds.
what you're saying.
Whoa,
No,
hey.
but I'm saying, he's
That's
also
my dad.
in everything.
Okay, that's my dad.
Me and him are on first name basis. He totally knows who I am.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd rate it probably a 7.
Yeah, yo.
No,
7? That is a
I'd
lot.
say a 6.
You didn't even give Christmas movies
That's
that.
because Christmas movies suck.
Hey, yo.
I would
I'd give it a 6.5.
A lot of controversial,
6.5, 6.
controversial opinions flying around.
Brother, you're wrong.
I'm gonna go with the 6.5.
It's
as
mainly
well.
because of the comedy. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
No, the only part that works.
chemistry that they
Yeah,
have.
that's the only part that
really
works for me
works.
is the chemistry. The rest of it is, bleh.
The only part of it, like I said, was The Rock. Like I love the whole Nazi-based thing. I love like the heist. I love the eggs. So, like I actually do rate it pretty high. It's just one downfall was The Rock.
Yeah,
not
I
being
mean, I
his
think the
character.
quips really add to the entire comedy of it, and that's like my favorite thing. That's why I rated it so high. It's because I really enjoy like snarky quips and like just
One-liners here and
yes,
there. Yeah.
absolutely.
And also, it hurts it being an Indiana Jones ripoff.
See, I've never seen the Indiana Jones movies,
Ooh.
so
Oh my
I don't have that to-
gosh, Riley.
Watching
not my
the
fault. Not my
watching
fault.
100%
It is your
It's not
fault
my fault.
because
I
we
just
have
don't like to watch them.
access.
So
So it is your
Whoa,
fault.
okay, we're watching those next.
I just looked up what Red Notice is. Red Notice is the highest level of arrest warrant
Yeah,
issued by Interpol.
It said that in the
so
beginning.
probably red notice. That's what that means.
Yeah.
It means to be on
It gave the
Ah,
definition
yeah, I know.
in
I
the
didn't know
beginning.
that.
You missed it when we all said we didn't know what it meant.
Oh, I totally flew
I
over
can't.
my
I
head.
can't read.
Yeah, so
yeah.
that's pretty much all that we have today. I don't really have a high rating. Probably like a 5. I didn't really enjoy it that much. But if you do have questions, comments, concerns, anything that you want to send us our way, go ahead and email us at silverscreenpod@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.